Hey, what's up guys? It's So Mungry, and today I'm bringing you a Transformers video with some gameplay from Dark of the Moon and some gameplay from War for Cybertron. And I'm doing this video to give you guys kind of a review for Dark of the Moon, and I'm giving you a comparison for Dark of the Moon versus War for Cybertron. A lot of you guys have been asking for a comparison, and a lot of you guys have been asking for a review, so I'm going to smush them together here. So I'll start off with Dark of the Moon. Some of the positives for me in Dark of the Moon were the graphics. The graphics are all big step up from the last game, and they look beautiful. The new power-ups I like in the game. I like that there's a power-up for intercooler, there's an overshield power-up again, and then there's a double damage power-up, which is pretty cool, I think. Makes for a good team-based setup to get these power-ups and use them to your advantage. I also like the stealth mode with the guns in the car, the option to switch between like missiles and machine guns and have multi-guns with your vehicle. I think that's a really cool thing. Some negatives for Dark of the Moon for me are it's slower gameplay versus War for Cybertron. There's bulkier characters and there's a bulkier environment, and it makes it very difficult to navigate around with the bigger characters. You get stuck on the environment, and it's really that's it. Part right there is probably my least favorite thing about the game. Is it makes it very hard to navigate around. Plus, they took out the double jump, which you'd think, okay, to take out the double jump, it wouldn't be too bad, but the double jump was a pretty big part of the other game, and you could get up to higher ledges and everything a lot easier. In this one, you always seem to miss the ledge just by a little bit, and I think the addition of a double jump would make this game a lot better. Every character has different weapons, like the Autobot commander versus the Decepticon commander are different. So, in my opinion, this with not giving like the commanders the same weapons for both sides, it leads to an unbalanced game. Like, I like the commander better on the Autobot side, and I seem to win more with the Autobots, I feel, versus the Decepticons. I feel like their weapons are a little bit, I don't know, they're different in a way that it's a disadvantage for them. There's really no reason to use different characters in this game since everyone has the same kill streak. So you might as well just use the character you're most comfortable with and just stick with him. The abilities, they don't start off with giving you your abilities in this game. And the maps, some of the maps are relatively small, and I was actually spawn killing some people in one game, and I had my abilities. So I think they should make it so you start with your abilities, because it kind of hampers your ability to get off your spawn. Also, the melee system in this game is very frustrating to me. In War for Cybertron, I could for sure kill a guy with 3 melees. In this game, I am meleeing people like 6 to 8 times and they're not dying. So I'm yet to understand the melee system, unless they just took the melee's damage just way down, which doesn't make sense to me because you're in their face punching them. So it doesn't make any sense to me. The characters are all maxed out at level 20, and that took me under 3 hours to get here, and there was no prime mode that I could find, so I unlocked everything already in under 3 hours, so there's nothing more for me to unlock. And plus that, there are no challenges, so I guess I didn't need challenges because it took me so little time to unlock all the characters to max level, but challenges were cool in the last one, that you could do different things and unlock a challenge and get more XP for challenges. There's no co-op campaign, so that's a downfall. The last one you could play 1 to 3 players co-op campaign. No escalation. If you don't know what escalation is, just like a horde mode or like a zombies mode. And the last thing is their vehicles can be challenging to control. Each vehicle controls a little bit differently, and it's kind of hard to navigate around if you're not used to controlling a tank versus a plane versus a car. So that's kind of my breakdown on Dark of the Moon so far. Let me know what you guys think about that breakdown. And now I'm going to kind of break down versus its older brother, War for Cybertron. In my opinion, it feels like Dark of the Moon is a prequel to War for Cybertron, because War for Cybertron, maybe they rushed Dark of the Moon with the movie coming out, but War for Cybertron offered so much more things. I'm going to start out with the positives for War for Cybertron now. The fast gameplay was awesome. You spawn in, take off, and you're in the battle within seconds. And if you're about to die, you can use the environment pretty good to escape, along with the double jump feature to get higher, to evade shots coming at your feet and stuff like that. It made for pretty intense, fast gameplay, which I really loved. And besides it being fast-paced, it was very smooth. The environment on Cybertron was made for the Transformers, and it made it easy to navigate in vehicle form and robot form, and you didn't really get stuck on the environment at all. Every character had a unique kill streak, and it helped the teammate in different ways. Now you might think that's unbalanced, but it actually gave you an incentive to play as different characters and use different strategies depending on what your teammate or your enemy was using. So I think the weapons in this game were more balanced because the leader on the Autobots and the Decepticons had the same weapons to use. So I think the weapons in this game were more balanced. There was, I think, more replay value in War for Cybertron. It takes longer to level up your guys, plus after you max out at everyone, you can prime mode, which would be like Prestige in like Call of Duty, and then you can max out all your guys one more time, and there's challenges in this game to help you up, so like you get certain XP for doing certain things. There's a co-op campaign, which can be played 1 to 3 players, which is pretty awesome. Like there's escalation mode, like I was talking about before. It's pretty easy to control your vehicles. There's more multiplayer modes besides just team deathmatch, and conquest. There's power struggle, countdown to extinction. There's, I think, 1 or 2 more, and those other game modes really added something to the game for me. Like, I really liked the power struggle one. It was like a king of the hill, and you just had a big scrum of the hill. You didn't have to go chasing everybody around the whole time like in Conquest. I think the sound was a little bit better in War for Cybertron, personally, or at least the sound. The Transformers talking. The Transformers talked a little bit more trash, especially on the Decepticon side, which I thought was really cool. And some negatives for me for War for Cybertron were the graphics now compared to the Dark of the Moon. The graphics obviously are not as good. The leader is a bit overpowered. His fusion cannon and his grenade launcher really did some damage, and he was just a little bit overpowered. And the scientist Nucleon shot cannon, the 7 kill streak, was a lot overpowered. It was basically a 1-shot kill if you hit him right on, or it was a 2-shot kill and you had like 10 bullets of that thing after a 7 kill streak, so you could just take out their entire team with that thing. So overall, I'm gonna say I like War for Cybertron better. It feels like it's a more complete game. It feels like they actually put more time into it versus Dark of the Moon, where it feels rushed to me. Oh, one other thing I didn't mention is the bloom when you shoot in Dark of the Moon. It's like a crazy spread. I don't even know how to describe it. You just have to look at the video. It just spreads out so much and you don't really know where you're hitting. I would have liked to see them go without a bloom. I don't really care for the bloom because then you don't really know where you're aiming. I mean, just put some kickback on the weapon or something to make you stop shooting so fast instead of such a crazy bloom. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got some clips from both games in here. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you guys like better, which game. I definitely give War for Cybertron the leg up in the series here. I'm not going to give out a grade number-wise for Dark of the Moon, but I mean, well, maybe I will. I'll give out a grade number-wise. Okay, with all the positives and negatives comparing to War for Cybertron. Well, War for Cybertron was huge for me being a Transformers fan, and I'm going to give War for Cybertron, still I'm going to give it the leg up. I'm going to give it, with just the few negatives that possibly can be fixed, but not the graphics. I'm going to give War for Cybertron probably a 9 out of 10, maybe an 8.5. And I'm going to give Dark of the Moon a 5 out of 10, maybe a 5.5. The negatives just outweigh the positives way too much for me to give it a better score. And I'm trying to base this off of replay value as well, and I'm not too sure on how many people are going to be playing Dark of the Moon. And I know there's still a following on War for Cybertron, so you can always get a game in that as well. But leave a comment, rate the video, subscribe if you have not. I'm going to be bringing you guys more Dark of the Moon gameplay, and if you guys want to see some more War for Cybertron gameplay, I'll bring that to you guys too. So, have a great day, guys.